You know what I love about this listener we've been following for the last couple of weeks is she takes action, man. She is not stuck. She didn't like her situation and immediately changed it to become happy. And she has been consistent. So to see what she did last night is going to be super interesting.
In my brain, I imagine Jana as Wonder Woman. Like Gal Gadot, just like packing up the U-Haul, throwing stuff in because it's effortless for her because she's so strong, and just an Amazonian.
Every now and then in your life, somebody comes along and 100% they live by, my words are everything. Yeah. I act on everything I say. So if I say it, I am going to do it. Some people, I'm one of those guys that likes to think they're like that, but I'm not.
She says what she means, and she means what she says.
And she goes for it.
She's Wonder Woman. So Jana wrote us originally and was like, Bert, you always said that women should have an invisible line in the sand. Mine was super invisible. Never even shared it with my boyfriend. Kept it to myself. She's like, we've been together 3 years. He's wasting my fertile years, is what she said. She's like, I can't take it no more. So he went on a bachelor party this weekend, and my line in the sand says Sunday. So I'm going to move out on Sunday because we're not married yet, not even engaged. So we were like, whoa, is she really going to do it? She did it. She rented the U-Haul. She called her friends. She got all the pizzas and beers. Everybody was over there, moved her out in one day. Her boyfriend comes home. He's like, what's going on? Where are you? What's happening? Texting her, calling her, blowing up her phone. And she wrote back, I've moved out. It's time to move on. I was hoping by now we'd be preparing for a wedding. I can't wait forever. Not angry, just looking out for me. Turning off my phone now. I'm tired. And we were like, whoa, Jana.
Badass.
So she just turned off the phone on him for like a whole 24, 48 hours. And then she turned it back on. That was the problem. Because then he started calling her and was like, we got to talk. So she talked to him. Ugh, big mistake. Because he's like, maybe I was going to propose to you for Christmas. And she's like, how do I know that? And he's like, well, I'll put a ring on your finger tomorrow if you move back in. And she's like, this is the ultimatum I was trying to avoid. Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't want both my feet to be out the door before you proposed to me. So it went on and on and on. Then she went to her family's for Thanksgiving, and her grandma told this story about how grandpa was supposed to propose after they finished school. And then 6 months went by. So grandma was like, I'm out. It runs in the family, apparently. So grandma's an older Wonder Woman and just walked away from grandpa. And then grandpa was like, I'm so sorry. And he came back and like proposed to her when she was on another date with another guy. And she said yes, and just left that guy crying in his Red Lobster. And they ran away and they were together forever. So then she was like, so now I'm confused. Like, should I just go for it? Should I follow in my grandma's footsteps? And then she wrote us again and she's like, Bert, you're a genius. I'll just propose to him this weekend.
Yeah, I didn't even hear the second part of that. I just heard that line.
You're a genius.
Yeah.
You're a genius.
So everything else she was saying made sense to me.
Yeah, so the last update, I believe, was her saying, like, Bert said, why don't you just check, what is it called, call his bluff this weekend.
Checkmate this dude.
Checkmate this dude and just say, let's get married tomorrow. Let's go to Vegas. Let's go to this chapel. Let's go to the courthouse, whatever, tomorrow, and see what he says. So she was like, this is genius, Bert. You're a genius, Bert. Bert's a genius.
Well, let's see how this goes.
So she was like, I'm going to propose to him this weekend. Do I need a ring? Do I get a ring for him or myself? What is it? How does this work? And now we're all on the edge of our seats waiting to know what happens.
So we do have an email update. Mo's got it.
Yep, I did it. Unfortunately, didn't quite go as I'd hoped. He wasn't exactly jumping at the idea of eloping this weekend. He swears he loves me. He swears he wants to marry me. He even said he would marry me tomorrow. He just doesn't want to elope. He says it would mean a lot to him to have his family and friends there. He said if he was going to marry the woman of his dreams, he wants people there to see it. Being honest, he has always talked about having a big wedding, so it's not surprising that he would want that. I don't. However, I would have been willing to do that for him. At that point, I told him I don't think I believed him. I told him it doesn't seem like he's ready to commit. I said he's had a couple of weeks now to propose. If I really meant something to him, I'd have a ring on my finger. He's also turned down my quote-unquote proposal at this point. So I said I was done. He said he understands, but he wasn't giving up on me. He said he had something very special planned and that it would happen by the end of the year. He didn't want me to know what or when, and he didn't want to abandon his plans. He said I can decide then if I still want to marry him. So now, I'm not sure if the ball is in his court or my court. I guess now I'm waiting on my ex-boyfriend to propose to me.
What a line.
So bizarre.
So bizarre.
Waiting on my ex-boyfriend to propose to me.
It's a hell of a movie.
What I said initially here is that, look, she says what she means what she says. So she said, look, it's this weekend or nothing. So if she's going to be consistent there, it's nothing.
If he proposes, she says no.
So she's not supposed to see him for the next 4 weeks until he comes with this big old surprise thingy.
It better be
Pretty
a flash mob of like 300 people. Because like at this point, it better be a big deal.
Mo, if you are advising her, would you say, yeah, you don't got to continue to see him up until that surprise point, or do you continue to date for these 4 weeks and
They're
just
not
go, it's
dating.
only a month?
They're exes. She just said
Yeah.
my ex-boyfriend.
So she's not supposed to see him or talk to him at all?
Nah.
no.
Okay.
That man got to come with it now. The
Yeah.
ball is in his court, really. He said he going to come with a surprise that's going to make all of this worth her while. Then now she just sit back and wait for it.
And I think the ball's out of bounds.
Yeah.
It's out of bounds?
Yeah.
It's
I
in the
don't know.
stands?
It's like, yeah.
Nobody's got control of
way-
that thing
Nobody has the
anymore.
ball at this point.
Couple of turnovers.
The Bert Show.